you guys, it's Megan with Treasures by Mook, and today we're going to make some healthy muffins. If you guys watched my video the other day, you saw that I got the Pamela's Baking Mix, which is one of my favorites, and you can go there to learn a little bit more about the ingredients, but I'll show you. I thought that the muffin recipe was only on their website. It is on their website, but if you buy the big bag of Pamela's Baking Mix, it is on the bag. It's not on the small bag anymore, so that's why I got confused, but they do have it on the bag. So I'm going to move my bowl out of the way here and bump this up a little bit closer and see if we can get right down in here. I'm just going to kneel down on the ground, and I already baked a batch to show you guys, so I'll show you that when we're done. But first things first, preheat your oven. That's always the best thing to do first, to 350. And I literally just dump all the ingredients in the pan and then put them in my muffin tins. I did grease my muffin tin with a little bit of vegetable shortening, but you can use coconut oil or you can use like spray-on olive oil. I just have not had as good of results with those, and my muffins do stick to the pan a little bit when I use those. They are healthier for you, but I mean, you're using like 2 tablespoons of vegetable shortening, so how bad is it really? But real quick, one of the other things I wanted to show you is that this is brown rice flour, white rice flour, almond meal, sweet rice flour, so it is gluten-free, and it does have protein in it. It has 4 grams of protein in it per third of a cup, and we're going to use 1 1/4 cups. So 1 1/4 cups of mix, 1 large egg, 1/4 cup of water, a teaspoon of vanilla, 1/3 of a cup of honey. I always use the honey, I don't use the sugar because I think sugar is a no-no. 1/4 cup of walnuts if you want. I'm not going to use walnuts because I don't really like nuts in my muffins. And a 1/2 cup of fruit. I'll show you what we're actually going to use for this recipe while I quickly get an egg out of the fridge because I didn't want it to get too warm. Okay, now I have my egg. So in this bowl we have the 1 1/4 cup of flour of the Pamela's Baking Mix. I'm just going to dump that right in there. I also wanted to add just a little bit of wheat germ. So this is red mill wheat germ, and I really like this to make my smoothies hearty. I'm literally just grabbing a handful, pop it right in there. I like how this goes in my smoothies. I put it in my protein pancakes from the Tone It Up website. I'll try and find a link to that if I can. I like it in my muffins. It just adds like a little something extra. Then I'm just gonna pour my water right in there, my 1/4 cup of water. I'm gonna crack my egg, my whole egg right in there, just like that. Now the fruit that I wanted to use, I'm gonna add last after we already stir, because I'm using a mashed up banana. I like how it adds a little bit extra oh, what's the term I'm thinking of? It makes your recipe bigger, so you get a couple more muffins out of it. That's what I like about it. So mix that up a little bit. Add your honey. This is 1/3 cup of honey. Get it all out. as much of it as you can. Give that a good stir. And you'll kind of notice your dough starting to come together at this point. Now I add a teaspoon of vanilla. And I just kind of go like bloop. That's about a teaspoon of vanilla. I don't really measure my vanilla. I really like it a lot. I add a little bit more than I think I'm supposed to. Give that a good stir. Okay, now let's get all of this banana in here. Shake that right out of the bowl. And like I said, I just mashed that up. Give that a good stir. This keeps the muffins a little bit more moist too. Keeps them from getting a little dry. Get that all mixed up in there. Okay. Let me just rinse my fingers off. And I'm going to reach behind me and grab my muffin tin. Here's my pretty little muffin tin that I've already oiled up. And what I'm going to do is actually use my 1/4 cup measure to scoop the muffin mix in to show you guys, because it'll be a little hard for me to hold too many things at once. So I'm just going to give each one of these muffin tins a little bit less than a 1/4 cup of the dough. Because if you add too much, then they'll get too fluffy and they'll spill over the edges. And I don't really want to do that. And I like to make mine nice and even, because I feel like they bake a little bit more even when you do that. So this is going to be just over 6 muffins. The recipe says you get 6 muffins, but I feel like if you add a little bit more banana, a nice big banana like that, you get just a little bit more. Sorry, I'm just trying to scrape out everything here. I just made a batch earlier and I think I might have used a bigger banana or something, because I got 10 muffins out of it, but that's besides the point. So the other thing I wanted to do here, so these are going to be like strawberry banana muffins. I have a bowl of chopped up strawberries, and what I've been doing with these muffins is just dropping my other fruit right on top, because what happens when you bake muffins with fruit in them, you may have done this if you've ever made blueberry muffins before and your blueberries all sunk to the bottom. There's an old school trick that you can just change the temperature of your oven if you want to, and it prevents the fruit from dropping to the bottom. But I like to do this instead. I like to just top my muffins with my fruit. Whoops. I'm not left-handed, can you tell? I'm holding my camera with my right hand, and I'm trying to do all of this left-handed. And I'm getting strawberries all over my counter. And I want to use them all. I don't want to waste anything. Waste not, want not, right? There's the last one. Okay. So, the other thing I did was I took an extra little sprinkle of my wheat germ, just kind of a pinch in my fingers, and just gave each little muffin a tiny little sprinkle, just for like a crunchy topping, just a little extra texture. And last but not least, I am going to switch hands here a little pinch of whole oatmeal, old-fashioned oats, steel cut, not the crappy instant kind, because the instant kind loses a lot of nutrition, and it also will get soft when you bake it. One more little trick to show you guys before we pop this in the oven is, see those empty muffin tins on each of the corners? What we're going to do is add a little bit of water, whoops, to each one, because by adding a little water, you will ensure that all of your muffins will bake nice and even. So we're going to turn around. Let me open up my oven. Grab our muffins here and pop these in. And this is set at 350. And we're just going to set the timer for 18 minutes. 18 minutes should be perfect. If your muffin tin is darker, is this still hot? This is not still hot. I can pick that up. I'm strong. Anyway, if your muffin tin is darker than mine, lower your oven temperature by 25 degrees so that the bottoms don't burn. So this is the finished product. These are my healthy oatmeal topped, wheat germ topped strawberry banana muffins. And they are so delicious, you guys. You can serve them warm, fresh out of the oven, or if, if you get them all out, put them in baggies and freeze them throughout the week. You can just pull them out of the oven in the morning and put them in your lunch box, and they're ready to go for, like that mid-morning treat or something to have with your lunch. You can have them with your breakfast because they are good for you and they're full of protein and all that other good stuff. So I hope you guys try this recipe. Comment below if you like the recipe or if there's anything else that you like to do with your Pamela's Baking Mix muffins. And let me know if there's anything that I forgot, if you guys have any questions or anything like that. So have a happy Friday, have a healthy weekend, and enjoy some yummy muffins this fall. Thank you guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk again soon.